Hi Pisces, welcome to your fortnightly check-in with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings and not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Also, worth noting, these are purely tarot. There's no astrology in these. So check them for whichever one you feel kind of sits best with you. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm tired, Rafi. Okay. So the Hermit card is your cross purposes card. Straight up. So what we're gonna be looking at the cross purposes on as at the beginning of the reading from now on, so we can get sort of the gnarly stuff out. So the Hermit card, in terms of a microcosmic, what are the cross purposes? Where are you getting in your own way? Two ways this could show up for you. One, this could literally show you trying to do everything on your own and suffering in silence, as they say. Two, this could also be a feeling of loneliness, like where you really just kind of feel like, well, I'm just on my own. And it's like you're refusing to speak up on it or to say how you feel. It's really important that you find a way to get out of that habit at the moment, Pisces. All right. So how might this show up from or outside, in the world? Where is that's the microcosmic level? What's the macro? And for this, you have the Five of Pentacles. So this could be a financial loss and or challenge that shows up for you. And rather than sort of take help or accept help or ask for help, it looks like you're choosing potentially to suffer in silence. If you've got family, if you've got friends, if you've got somebody that you know can help you out, reach out. This is not a time to suffer in silence. So for your actions and results, you have the Moon card. So this is your card, right? The Moon. Beautiful deck, by the way. I love it. You have the Two of Wands, so a lucrative or financial connection from the past with the Three of Pentacles, right? So there is a potential here for your actions and results to, it's like you're taking a step backward, but in the best kind of way. And it's like you're maybe reconnecting with people from your past, but these would literally be people that you studied with, people that you have gained knowledge, wisdom, etc. from. This is, in terms of your results, it does suggest that new information, new knowledge, and maybe applying, potentially old knowledge to new situations is probably the way through. The other thing with that Moon card, although it is your card, it does have a very reflective, sort of moony, potentially quite moody kind of energy around it as well. And, money and finances seems to be a bit of a thing for you at the moment, Pisces. And if that is the case, I don't think suffering in silence is really going to cut it. You have to find a way to open this up. For your career and communications, you've got the Fool card. New things, new places, new people, new energies. With the Seven of Swords, okay, so you just want to be mindful of like some backstabbing, and you've got this here with the Nine of Cups. It's an interesting one, right? I'm going to say this. Pisces is a non-confrontational sign, right? Everybody knows that. However, this does suggest to me that you will be hashing something out with someone. And I actually like this because that is the way through, right? You're going to catch someone at work, a colleague, a friend, whatever it might be, in a lie or something that they've said about you. And maybe for them it was a throwaway comment. Maybe they didn't mean it in a certain way. It's not the point. The fact that you pull them up on it is what is kind of like your way through, right? That's how you actually kind of get to say, yes, you know what, I'm not going to accept this kind of behavior. And that's what makes things better. So for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, One way that this could show up is maybe your teacher, your professor, your lecturer, or whatever, maybe they say something and you're like, no, that doesn't seem right to me. You go away, you do the research, and you find out, actually, no, I was right. That information that you gave us is wrong. It happens, right? It absolutely happens. There's been so many times. In fact, last month, Taurus didn't get their Astro Tarot video because I made a mistake in it. And rather than put out false or wrong information, I just pulled the video. Unfortunately, I'm quite busy, in my own life as well as my work life. I didn't have time to put out another one, so they just didn't get the video. Yes, it's unfortunate, but it happens. Even your teachers and lecturers can get things wrong, and it's okay. I'm not saying for you to condemn them and, burn them at the stake because they made a mistake. Like, really? Like, we really need to get past all of that shit, to be honest with you. I'm kind of not here for it. Um, Rant over. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is potentially you hear something either through the grapevine, and it may be about a boss, maybe you overhear a conversation and it is about you, or somebody says to you that says, oh, so and so the other day was saying this, and this about you. So, first of all, obviously keep your wits about you about somebody stirring the shit pot, because, as the saying goes, whoever stirs the shit needs to lick the spoon, right? Listen. And then for but this looks like you will confront them, because that Nine of Cups suggests that it's like you don't take it lying down. You're actually going to go and say, like, you've said this. Do you want to elaborate, or do you want to say it to my face? Like, yeah. And I like this because that's what's going to create the change that you're looking for in the work sphere, Pisces. I genuinely believe this. For those of you that are employed, self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I really like this for shifts and changes that are coming up in your industry, but I also feel like this might be, again, that you catch someone, like maybe you've been promised something, right? As a business owner, maybe a client, or a supplier or whatever. Maybe they've said, yes, we're going to do this for you, or we can give you this, and it hasn't come through, and you're kind of like, okay, you call them up on it and just say, listen, you said you were going to deliver this, what's going on? Get after it. I love this energy for you. And this came through, I think, actually, in your, I think it was in the, it might have been the Mercury video, or whichever one, but Pisces getting feisty these days. I'm here for it. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, with a pinch of salt. Especially if it's a young person, like if there's a young person in your family, or a young person that's an in-law or something like that, and you hear them talking smack, set them straight and then leave them be. All right, young people are going to be young people. For your love and relations, you've got the Father of Cups. So this is the King of Cups in this deck. I love this deck. There's a few things about it that I'm not so happy about, but I love the deck. Then you've got the Star card. Nice. And you've got the Six of Cups. This is so interesting. So one way that this could potentially shape up for you, for those of you that are single, this does suggest potentially a reconnection with a water sign male. This could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But it's a reconnection. And the reason I say it's a reconnection is because it's the Six of Cups, which is memories, happy memories from your past. And then you've got this with the Star card. The Star card as a time period is anything from 17 to 21 years. This then suggests that this is somebody from your past, like your deep past, like 17 to 21 years ago. If you're single, I would not be surprised if you're reconnecting with somebody from a long time ago within your life, who will be, Star card, a part of your future going forward. Now, that said, the King of Cups, that's you. Water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Could be a fellow water sign, very possible. With your, and then for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, the future plans that you have, excuse me, the future plans that you have, sorry about that. So the future plans that you have with your significant other are going to be coming up for conversation. And this is going to be you and your partner making a long term plan for something that you have dreamed about or envisioned for a long time. This may be, let's say we've always wanted to retire in the sun. We want to move abroad, or we want to, I don't know, go on a 3 month cruise, whatever it might be, like an old, long term, an old goal from your collective history that you always agreed you wanted to do. That comes back on the table over this next fortnight, and you start talking very seriously about how do we make this happen? What does the steps and the specifics look like? For your money and materials, you've got the Five of Wands. Going it alone is not the way to increase your funds this fortnight. With the Death card, okay, and the Tower card. Look, there's a few ways this could show up, right? The interruptions that this offers on the wider world stage, and touch wood, and I really hope I'm wrong on this one, but it looks like a party or a gathering or a get together is going to end in a tragedy. I don't think this is a message for you. I actually think this is a message for the wider world stage. This is going to be a party, a gathering, a get together, an event of some sort is going to end with a death, and it will potentially be a tragic one, with anything from 3 to 5 to 8 people passing. I really hope this isn't the case, and I really hope I'm wrong on that front. Now, another way that this could show up is there could be a bust up with a friend. Now, this is for you. It could be a bust up with a friend or a family member, and it could be, potentially, it could be explosive. The Death card with the Tower is one of the few combinations where death means, literal death. So that's why I gave that example with the wider world stage. I don't think this is for you though. I'm intrigued by this though with this Five of Wands, because I feel like that will be a friendship that ends potentially over money. It could be a dispute that you have with a friend or a social circle over finances, money, and resources. I hope that's not the case. Now, when it comes to your money, this could also be maybe you release or let go of a project that you feel has kind of cost too much. It's like, you know what, I haven't seen any results from this. I'm still paying for it. I'm not doing it anymore. And you cut your losses and run. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is paying attention to your nervous system, particularly your central nervous system. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice, but what I will say is those things seem to be coming up here. And if you have any problems or issues that you feel kind of, internally or seriously, go to your doctor. Go and get a good sort of solid, deep checkup, as they say. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, look, they're challenging cards. There's no way, getting away from it. It may very well be one on the lighter end of the scale. This could be, building works or whatever that kicks off, and you're like, oh gosh, here we go. It could be a power cut in your local area or your neighborhood, very possible. But it could just as easily be a problem or an issue that erupts in your neighborhood and you're affected by it. So it doesn't happen directly to you, but it happens very, very close or right in front of you. All right. Potentially as well, maybe the electrics go down, it's a power cut, maybe it's, all of that kind of stuff. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. And remember, Pisces, don't go it alone. All right, that's not the way to go this week, this fortnight. With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.